You got to change your habits or change your goals.
Muay Thai is 50% running and 30% laundry.
Keep working on your game. Keep innovating.
I'm always winning.
What is your pro tip? Hello and welcome to Pro Tip Conversations. I'm excited to welcome today's guest, my friend and club teammate Shreyas Movva. Shreyas is an international cricketer who has represented Canada in T20 Internationals as well as List A games. He will be making his ODI debut hopefully soon now that Canada has attained the ODI status. In franchise cricket, he represented Mississauga Panthers in the recently concluded Global T20 in Brampton. He's a wicketkeeper batsman known for his sharp glove work as well as quick footwork when he plays pace or spin. During the GT20, after having to wait a few games for his opportunity, he took it with both hands. He managed to take on Spencer Johnson and hit him for 15 runs in and over. Spencer Johnson, as many of you know, is a left-arm quick from Australia who routinely clocks at 150 plus on the speedometer. In the Super 9 season that just finished in 2023, he topped the regular season batting charts with 415 runs at an average of 41.5. He's been a model of consistency the last few years. So today we'll get to pick his brains on, his journey thus far from the hot and humid weathers of Bengaluru to the chilly fields of Canada. We'll talk about life of an associate cricketer and the dedication and effort needed to play professionally while maintaining a full-time job. We'll also touch upon the recent accomplishments of the Canadian team in qualifying for the T20 World Cup in 2024. So welcome, Shreyas.
Thank you, Anish. How are you?
Really good. Glad to be sitting here chatting with you today. Finally.
I'm happy that I came to this interview and awesome. I was waiting for it. Yeah.
Nice. So why don't we dive right into it? Tell us a bit about your history. How did you get started in cricket?
Back in India, I used to play in street cricket, and whenever we used to have festivals, all my cousins used to gather and we used to start a game afternoon, and my dad used to bowl me that time. So the way I batted and the way I used to play, and I saw my dad's trophies back in home, my grandfather's home. There a lot of trophies, man. So it motivated me that this is a sport which my dad performed well, and he loved it, and from there it was just like a love for me that I have to continue this game for me.
Amazing. So did your dad play at a high level as well?
Yes. Okay. He played for university, but there also some things happened, but he represented a few matches there. Yeah, he was a fast bowler.
Oh wow, okay.
He tells me stories how we broke the tooths and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess back in those days, fast bowling in India was a rare form, right? There's stories of Kapil and others that say that they were the only fast bowlers in their club and what along those lines. So you'd have to be really dedicated if you want to bowl fast on those Indian flat pitches.
Maintaining that fitness also.
Exactly. So I guess, was he your first coach when you started?
It was not my first coach. It's just that he introduced me to that game, and I used to play in street cricket also, right? So a basic idea of how cricket works and watching it on TV because he was watching. So that is where I got that game. And then in school, there was a opportunity for me to join the coaching, and there was a selection for that coaching camp also. So he was there. I still remember the day, and the ball which I bowled, I got a wicket on the first ball. I used to be a bowler there back then, and then my coach rectified that I can be a good wicket keeper because I used to gather the ball well. I used to observe the ball, gathering how goes into my hand, and I was like receiving the ball well. So that made me easy, and coach helped me out there. Yeah.
Nice. And were you always an active athlete? Did you play any other sports when you were younger?
Yes, I was active in sports. Like I used to play common games like badminton and table tennis. Outdoor games also there in India. We have a lot of outdoor games, so I used to represent that also. Yeah.
Did you play any of those competitively, maybe for your school or anything?
I played table tennis, and I used to play a local game which is kabaddi. So I
Nice.
used to
Yeah.
like that also. Like
Yeah.
I played like school level, but table tennis was I was interested in college time, so it was good for me.
Got it. So I guess so. You first tried out for your school team, which
Yes.
you made, and
Yeah.
then was that the first place where you got influenced in proper
Cricket.
hardball coaching? And
Yes.
okay, got it. And then
Uh,
did you from there play for any other clubs while you were in India, or join any other
uh,
clubs?
it means I represented from Davangere, the place called Davangere. It's not
Okay,
bad. It's like 5 hours from Bangalore.
okay,
So we used to have a club called Venus Cricket Club there, a
okay,
very well-known cricket club, and I used to represent that in league matches. Whenever the league matches in Bangalore, I used to represent other teams, depending on the season, how I was going, and which team supports me, so that I can fill that team and I can win the trophies for them. Yeah.
awesome. Um, and then we'll come to the differences between playing in India versus
Yeah.
Canada. But I guess if you were to summarize, cricket's impact on your life, and I know we're going to talk about
Mhm.
what you're up to right now very soon. But what would you say cricket's impact has been?
It's not just a game for me. In real life, it has taught me discipline, consistent, and how to handle the situations. Like be calm and be a team player whenever in a group situation. So
Yeah.
it has taught me a lot. So cricket is just not a game for me. It's just about that. It's the life for me. Yeah.
And then I guess who was your sporting hero growing up?
Sporting hero means I would say James Hunt.
Okay,
Is not in cricket, I know,
right.
but
That's fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
the way he lived his life and the way he saw the world, and he just wanted to be happy. How he used to think, like he has to be happy, and the world will be definitely happy when everything goes well. So enjoy the moment. So I like that James Hunt motto.
nice. Okay. All right. I guess last question in this section before we move into like the coaching, what coaching you've gotten and what you've learned from your coaches. Yeah. So what have been some of the differences of playing cricket competitively in India versus in Canada?
Cricket is a religion back in India,
Yeah.
so fans are crazy when it comes to cricket, and the motivation and all those things matters, right? When you play cricket, if a fan comes and he cheers your name,
Yeah.
I felt that in Global T20
Right.
back in Canada, it is happening,
Yeah.
and I feel ice hockey is the main game for Canadians,
Yeah.
but the way the global T20 happened, and right now we got the ODI status and T20 also World Cup, we are there. A lot of messages are coming, so I can see the difference right now in Canada that cricket is growing.
Yeah. The support's coming for sure.
Support is coming.
Yeah.
That is the main goal. Like
Yeah.
if a sports has to grow, the fan should be there.
Yeah.
Then the money and all those things will come.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Global T20. I was there in I guess before the pandemic for the first edition that happened in Toronto. I went to watch it versus right now when I came to watch. It's definitely grown a lot more. The facilities that they put in place were fantastic. So yeah, kudos to the organizers and all the players as well for putting on a good show. So
Exactly.
yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the coaching section. So, who would you say have been your biggest coaching influences?
During the process, I worked with a lot of coaches, and I personally feel the first coach matters a lot, because the basics, if you know the
Foundation. Yeah.
basics and the foundations, it makes it easy for your game throughout the career. So my first coach was Nagaraj. So he taught me the basics, as I said. So apart from that, right now I'm working with the national coach, Pubudu.
Right.
The way he takes care of like a family. He doesn't treat you like a team player or something. He takes care of you as a family member, and he takes care of what is happening outside your cricket. Like he will ask you, like if anything is going bad, if anything is worrying you outside the cricket. That made me really feel good that okay, the coach is taking care of us no matter in cricket or outside cricket. So that's I've never seen a coach like that. So yeah.
That's awesome. So caring about the entire person, not just
Yes.
the
Not
performance
just the
aspect.
performance.
Yeah, not just the performance aspect of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I guess how have they impacted your performance?
Basically they taught me how to handle the pressure, like focus and improving my fitness, improving as a good teammate, and how to handle the situations. So these are all the small areas, but understanding the game situations, this is where your game will go to the next level, no? So if you understand what is happening at that situation, if you react to that in a good way, what the result will be there, and understanding the process rather than just depending on the result and everything. So performance wise, these are the things which it has helped me a lot through the coach.
And has that sort of changed your philosophy around how you see the game, and when you approach different situations, maybe situations you might not have talked about or encountered before? How does that help you adapt?
um it has helped me believing in myself whenever I go into the ground, like this is the game and this is what I have to do, and I believe myself. So, and going forward, I think it will be keeping it simple, means whatever the work you do in the off season will definitely help you in the regular season. So whatever I'll be having a good sessions with the coaches in the off season, going through whatever the skills is required, fitness is required, what is the food intake and all those things. So these are all the things which help me out. Yeah.
Makes sense. And what's the best advice you've received from any of your coaches?
Best advice. That's a good question. Yeah, means enjoy the game, like have fun there out there, and respect your opponents, and just give your best. This is what most of the coaches say, and if you keep it simple, I think that will be enough, I guess. Yeah.
That makes sense. I guess switching to competition, obviously we just finished our, the major part of the cricket season, but as an international cricketer, you still have lots of things upcoming. So maybe your off season is a lot more condensed than the average Canadian cricketer. But what does your training look like during the season versus off season?
Yeah, during the off seasons, the weather doesn't support us outside, right? So we go indoors, we practice for 2-3 hours there, and go back to fitness same day, working on a few things where we are lacking, and then going to the drawing board, like skills. Which shots can I add to my game? Which shots will help to that format? For example, ODI format, sweep is very important, and learning those skills, adapting to that, and going through that, what is important in the off seasons. And during the regular seasons, I think understanding the conditions, how the pitch works, understanding your teammate. This is what means it's more mental game when the season starts for me, I feel, and keeping it basic, like having a good warm up sessions, and then just having a knock, and then go for a match, have a good talk with the teammates.
Got it. So with a few upcoming tours, are you guys practicing? How frequently are you guys meeting as a unit, or are you have they given you, okay, here's the plans you should work on your own, and then there'll be coordinated sessions other times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cricket Canada is associated with CSIO.
Okay.
Like they take care of the Olympic players, and so we got that opportunity right now. And Monday and Wednesday, we do almost 2 hour session, fitness session. Every teammate will be there, putting that hard effort in the gyms. And after Monday and Wednesday, coach is planning to organize the practice sessions, indoor practice sessions, 2 days or 3 days in a week. So we regularly meet as team players, and so we have a good rapport there. Yeah.
Amazing. And I'll ask you more about, the challenges that come with that, given that cricket is one part of your job and you have to maintain another full-time job. So we'll come to that in a bit later. But sticking with the competition and kind of diving into your preparation or your game day thinking, what does your pre-game routine look like usually?
Usually, I'll note down what went well, what went wrong, every match, and then I'll put it in a basic checklist for myself, like have a good sleep, good food in the morning, uh, go to the ground, assess the conditions, talk to the teammates. These are all the small checklists, and if I'm doing this right, I think I'll be good. I think that is how I take care of the match and how I do. And I usually watch a movie before match,
Okay.
a motivation movie,
Okay.
and just have a home time, enjoying my time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then if you've done that, do you then mentally feel that you're ready for the game?
Yeah, means that's a basic checklist, right?
Yeah.
Like in subconscious mind, I feel that okay, these are all ticked, and when the game situation comes, I'll understand what is going on there, and then reacting to that will be the best solution. What I feel. So yeah.
And have you made this checklist based off of, like, as you said, you've noted down days that you felt good and days that you maybe didn't, and then based off of what you think works, you've kind of started crafting this or refining this checklist? Is that how
Yeah, I have a checklist in my phone. I usually check before matches
Okay.
how it works, what did I do, and I'll go back to that situation again.
Okay.
If I just keep it in my mind, I might forget. But if I have that
Written
checklist,
down.
it goes, it takes me back to that situation, and I can then understand that okay, this happened, and this is the solution for me, and then I can be
amazing.
calm, and this situation is already happened, so I don't have to be worried.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Amazing. And then do you do anything? Do you get butterflies before a game, or do you do anything to calm those nerves?
Fielding session. I mean, during bowling, I don't get butterfly. I enjoy my fielding.
Yeah.
But during the batting, yes, there will be a little bit butterflies, and I usually take a ball and tap and just concentrate the middle. And while walking to the ground, I just motivate myself that okay, this is the situation. These are all the guys up against me, and I'm the best, and I have to show the best.
Yeah. So that self-belief that you were talking about earlier, that's super important, and not letting anyone shake that, right?
Yeah.
So this year you had an incredible run with the bat, right? You're ultra consistent across the board, across formats, across leagues. What do you focus on when you're in the middle? Like now, let's say the pregame stuff is done. You've been waiting to bat. You're going in. You're facing your first ball, or you're facing every ball after that. What are the thoughts that you? What are the routines that you go through in the middle as you're batting?
One thing I changed this here is that I got a reference for a book from you, which really helped me. And I'm keep on reading that, and I'm trying to follow that little bit, adding to my game. What I do during my batting is that going into my routine, like after facing a ball, I just go tap the pitch and check the field. These are all the small things which I don't think so anyone will tell, but it's just like if you are doing these small things, you will be in your routine, and you will try to concentrate what is happening there. So during the match, I feel that I'm doing those routines again back and back, so that I can follow that flow. So it's just a basic thing. Like once the ball is done, I don't think about what happened. It's just the next ball, what I should do, rather than thinking, okay, this ball I played like this, I should have played like that. No, I don't think about that. So those are all the things. Yeah.
Shout out to Tom Scoley, who wrote that book called Mindset. The 4 R's it's something that's helped me. I had a horrible season last year, but it's helped me come out of it a little bit this year as well, just trying to practice it. And it's difficult to stay ball after ball in that routine, but once you start mastering it, I think some like you are better at doing that than others. But once you start mastering that, you're able to stay in the present as what you need to do, right? And I guess so. Let's talk a bit about your GT20. So on the surface, as a friend and an observer watching you, we were like, why isn't Shreyas getting a game, right? Like, and we were sitting here and saying, he should be in the 11. He can play as a batsman, he can play as a keeper, it doesn't matter, right? And you spent the first few games, not getting picked in the 11 for whatever reason. Sometimes team combinations, things happen that are outside of your control. But then when the chance came, as I mentioned in the intro, you grabbed it with both hands, right? Going in to face a bowler who is known to, 6'3", whatever he is, left arm, quick, 150 kilometers an hour, going in and then incredibly taking his first over for 15 runs with, I think, 3 boundaries, if I'm not mistaken, in the same over. So like, how did you stay ready? How did you stop yourself from, going into the woe is me, why am I not getting picked? This isn't fair, because that would have been so easy to do, right? Like you've gotten selected for GT20, and it would have been easy to say, "Oh, I'm not getting picked. It's not fair." But no, you stayed focused, and then when your chance came, you showed what you can do, right? What was going through your mind during the games that you weren't being selected, and then eventually when the opportunity came?
This thing happened me before also. When I didn't get the opportunity, I used to think that why it is happening with me. But this year, I made sure that I will think in a positive way, no matter what. So before Global T20, we had a national tournament. I represented with Quebec, and we won. So I was in a good flow, and I was scoring runs in S9 also. So I thought that I will make it into a Global T20 team, because I was confident that I was able to get the runs and I was able to win the matches. So once I got to know the team combination, then for the few matches I couldn't able to get the opportunity. During the match against Surrey Jaguars also, they didn't tell me that I was playing. That's the main thing. Like I somewhere knew that I was getting opportunity at that match, for sure. Like tomorrow, before night, in my hotel, my wife was looking at me what I'm doing. Like I was preparing myself, like, oh, I'm facing Spencer, which ball he bowls.
Visualizing.
Visualizing. And I saw his Instagram, I saw his YouTube, big bash matches and everything. And Spencer was the main bowler for them. Ford was also there. I also saw Ford bowling. So Spencer was bowling, clocking 150, man. We don't see that every day. So I was not worried about his pace. I was just thinking about that, okay, Spencer is bowling. These are the line he will bowl. These are the length he will bowl. And making sure that I was prepared before the day. And then when I got to know that I was playing in the morning, it was just going with the flow. I was fielding. I usually keep. And I was fielding. I did well as a fielder.
Taking a couple of catches.
So it was a good feeling. Then opening with Chris Gayle, it is like a dream. It's still a dream for me. Like I used to watch RCB games and how Chris Gayle was. I'm from Karnataka, right? So Bangalore. So the way he was playing, and he was a gentleman, man. So he made sure that I was good and I was not having any pressure there. First over when I was facing Spencer, I missed few balls, and I was like, everything is going
by you.
It was like I was getting ready and the ball was like soup. That feeling. And then the second over comes, and then I started visualizing that what I did, and then I went with the flow that 3 boundaries came, and then the way the match turned out to be, like it went well for me.
That's amazing. I mean, it's almost like you manifested that, by saying, you know what, I'm going to get my chance. It's going to be in this game. And the world has a funny way of, or the universe has a funny way of listening to people, when you stay in that mindset, right? And just as easily, had you not done that preparation and been sulking that I haven't gotten the chance, then
True.
when you eventually do get the chance, you might not have been ready, right? Like,
Yes.
so it's key, and it's kind of cliche where they say, people in sports, next man up, always have to be ready, but it's hard to do, right? So kudos to you for being able to be mentally strong enough to do that, right? So yeah. I guess switching to the next part, which is you're a keeper batsman, right? And about to play ODIs as well, 50 overs keeping, as well as batting. That's a lot. There's a dual role that you need to do equally well in order to say that you've done your job today, right? So how do you allocate your training to ensure like you're ticking boxes on both fronts? Is there...
Yeah. Keeping comes natural to me. Whenever I go into the field, it brings some kind of a motivation for me. Like the energy comes naturally. Like I go into the field, I try to help my teammates. I motivate them and help them get a wicket, so that I feel that my teammate got a wicket, and I truly enjoy wicket keeping.
Right.
So during the practice sessions, I usually take few catches, and then I'll go for slide stumping, how to just
The
move
drills.
with your hands and gloves. That's what I try to do. During the practice sessions, I guess I try to bat more. That is where I still feel that I can contribute more there, and I feel I'm a natural batsman than a wicket keeper sometimes. So during the practice session, I'll just go for a basic knocks and just try to visualize what is happening in the match, rather than just taking it as a practice.
Understood.
I'll ask every bowler in the nets what field you are setting, and which overs you guys are bowling, so that I am prepared. And then when I score, they know that okay, he scored because he know the field, rather
Right.
than they are saying that, oh, that's a catch,
Right.
that's a stop or something. So
Right.
I ask the bowlers what is the field during batting in
Got
practice. Yeah.
Cool. And since this podcast and this platform is meant, for improvement, and everyone goes through ups and downs, can you share with us, maybe a bad sports experience that you had and what you learned from it, how you bounce back from it?
Yeah, and definitely. If I remember, in 2019, I got an opportunity to represent Cricket Canada development team for 50 overs. During that time, I asked my manager whether I can go for this tour, and they clearly told me that for 25 days we can't give you that many holidays. So I was like, either cricket or job. So I quit the job, and I went for cricket in 2019 for St. Kitts. I expected a lot from the tour because I did well in Montreal, and also the national tournament organized in Canada, means Toronto, right? So
Right.
I really did well, but the standard of cricket in West Indies was next level compared to
Right.
what I used to play in Montreal, or the way I used to prepare for the game. So what I expected in the games, it didn't happen right away. Like it all started back that okay, uh, uh, either my stance is good, or the way of thinking, the way I eat, these are all the things will come in the tour. So that happened, and I didn't get enough opportunity to bat up order also. So that is the tour which I believe was the worst time, but I still feel that it taught me a lot. Whenever the worst time happens, you will learn a lot from it. So that is what I think. So it's in a good way that it happened in the beginning of my career with Cricket Canada. And from there on, I got to know that okay, these are all the things which I did wrong. And then come 2021, when the nationals happened again, I top scored as a wicket keeper, and then I was in the top six as a top dismissals.
Right.
All the changes which I made from that, that's the result which I got in 2021. So 2019 to 2021 is a lot of difference, and I didn't have the job during the period also.
Right.
So
Yeah.
a lot of changes happened.
Yeah. So when you were on that tour, you mentioned that people, or like you heard comments around maybe your stance isn't right, or when those sort of like technical tinkerings are happening, it can, if you're not in the right frame of mind, it can only put you in a negative spiral, right? Did you work with anyone that you trusted to make sure that how you're building up from that again is going to set you up for success, or was it like kind of self? Because I know for a fact that sometimes when you're on the outskirts of Cricket Canada, you don't necessarily have the support system in place to be able to get through again, right? So what was the guidance, or did you work with at that point?
One person I have to name. His name is Arman. He lives in Montreal, and the guy has helped me a lot, like booking me practice sessions, helping me out with the basics, taking me during the winter session. There won't be enough motivation to go to the indoor practice. Like the snow will be there,
right?
The transport won't be enough. Means it won't be good to go. You have to get up and you have to get ready and everything. The guy was there for me every day, like pushing me. And during that period, I really felt that okay, that was the person God has sent me, and he came in the right time. Like he helped me out, as I said, basics, and he also made me feel humble, and also think about what I have done in the past in good way, and take it in the right way in the future also. So
That's
his
amazing.
name is Arman. So yeah, I would
Yeah.
thank him.
Amazing. And we only have a few more questions, I guess. Switching to what's upcoming now. Give us a glimpse into like the team's preparation prior to the upcoming series for Canada, for either the ODI games that you guys might be playing or preparing for the T20 qualifications. You mentioned already OVI.
CSIO.
IVO, yeah.
So we are right now. We are concentrating on the fitness.
Yeah.
And how we can improve our stamina, and how we can improve the also we have a sessions for mental skills also there. So they haven't started yet, but it's there in their agenda. So it's going to help us there. And come January, I think we will be having the sessions outside Canada. I guess we will be going for batting camps or something like that to improve the player skills. Either is a batsman or a bowler, they will be having a separate tours, and they will concentrate on that. And in February, I feel the ODI cycle will start in Dubai. So
amazing.
We are preparing for that.
That's
one
great.
tour at a time. And yeah, we know that the June is the main World Cup T20 happening.
Right.
And this is the first time Canada qualified. So
for a T20 World Cup, yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
it's a huge thing, and everyone is taking one at a time. Like we are not thinking way ahead. Everyone is putting their effort day in, day out. The fitness level is going increasing, improving. So
amazing.
It's going in a good way.
That's awesome. So as a Canadian cricketer with all these tours coming up, you have a full-time job as well in IT. How do you balance your cricket obligations with your professional ones, as well as family as well, right? So yeah.
Touch wood. First thing, I want to thank my company 123 Load Board and my manager Diana. They encourage me, and they are happy whenever I get selected. Whenever I go for tours, they really get happy, genuinely. And whenever I score runs, when I share the trophies and the videos, my manager, she will mention in the team meetings, and everyone knows. So a small things, but it matters a lot. And during the tours, obviously we'll spend 12 hours or more than that. Like in ODI or T20 happens, we will be spending 6 hours. But if ODI comes, we will be like getting ready and all those things, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything adds up, right? Like 12 hours or 13 hours of a day is gone for cricket.
Right.
So one best thing they have allowed me to do is a flexible hours. They have given me a flexible hours whenever I'm in tour. Once I'm done with the cricket, I come back, I'll fresh up, and then I'll work. Or before going to the match, if I'm up early, I'll work like 1 hour, 2 hours, so that I can put 5 hours in a
In
day.
the day. Yeah.
In the day. So out of 7 days, I'll do 5 or 4 hours, and that will add up to the 35 hours week.
Amazing.
And whenever I'm not there, and my teammates know that I'm not there, and they take care of my work. And then once I'm done with the tour, when I share the news with them, I can see that happiness, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's important. You mentioned that earlier experience where you had to quit your job and go. I'm sure, maybe it's not something that you use as an excuse, but I'm sure the stress of what's to come after you come back wouldn't have been as helpful, right? To optimize your performance.
Job, it feels in Canada, it feels like you won't be able to survive.
You start second guessing yourself about whether you're in the right path. Yeah. Exactly. Right. So it's definitely credible to your company that they're giving you the flexibility. I mean, you're not going around goofing off. You're representing the country, which is an honor, right? So that's amazing. I guess on that note, what advice would you give to someone hoping to make a career in cricket in North America?
As you know, that the next big thing will be North America, right? Like fans base or TV rights base or anything. If you look at that chat, I think North America is the next thing where market. Everyone wants to come and play. So one thing I would like to advise whoever wants to play cricket in Canada is just like be real, be honest to yourself, give your 100%. Definitely the opportunity will come. And obviously we are right now in the process of becoming a good team and getting that fame and all those things. So when you guys are there, definitely you will use that and you can improve your skills and you can get better name for Cricket Canada in the future coming days.
Amazing. And then doesn't have to be to folks, but what is your pro tip when it comes to cricket?
Pro tip. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. Be honest. Don't think much apart what is other thinking or what others will think if you do this. If you genuinely feel, okay, this is what you are, showcase your level. Like, don't hide or don't copy someone to do. If that guy is getting a success, don't copy that. Just find your way and follow that path.
Find your way. That's really good. Yeah. All right, we're jumping into the rapid fire, the last section.
Yeah.
All-time favorite cricketer?
Rahul Dravid.
Spoken like a Bengaluru.
No, I have seen him in person. He's a simple guy.
Yeah.
And the way he treats person matters a lot, like small things again. Yeah. So he's a very simple guy and very down-to-earth guy. So
it's funny, out of all the cricket interviews that I've done, I think Rahul Dravid right now is leading in terms of people's favorite cricketers, which is pretty awesome. Do you have a pre-game song that you listen to?
Yeah, Lost But One by Ens Seimer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a one I would like to hear every match.
Favorite cricket equipment brand?
Willow and Leather and Kookaburra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cricket drill that you like to do?
Drill, funny part, yes. I like squats.
Okay.
It helps me with wicket keeping. So.
Wicket keeping, yeah. If you had to only keep or bat, which would you choose?
Keep or bat?
I mean, it's almost impossible for keepers not to bat, but if you had to choose, yeah.
Any day keeping. I'll take keeping.
You would choose to
choose keeping.
Amazing. Okay. Well, that's everything for today. Thank you so much, Shreyas, for your time. Again, congratulations on you as well as the team for the recent accomplishments. I think you've done incredibly well. People are starting to take notice of Cricket Canada again, and you guys have done a phenomenal job with that. So, and then thank you for your time, chatting with me today.
I'm welcome. I mean, thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for having me on this interview and sharing my thoughts about the cricket. And if it helps anyone, I would be thanking you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.